Hey, my crazy family. Today we are building a balloon garland using Gemar Yellow, Tuftex Hot Pink, and Tuftex Fog. In the description box below, I'll make sure that I include the sizes that I used for each color. Guys, before we get too far into the video, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share the channel with other creators, DIYers, event planners, anybody that you know that would enjoy the videos that I am posting. I would really appreciate if you guys share the channel with them. It will really help me out. So as you can see, I started up blowing up my balloons. So for you guys that are new to the channel, I always overinflate my balloons. And once I have the air in the balloon, I'm going to press the balloon against my skin while also releasing some of that air so that my balloons can have a pretty round shape. For each cluster, I make 4 balloons of the same color. So I blow up 2 balloons at a time, and then I tie 2 more balloons of the same color to the 2 balloons that I've previously blown up. I tie them together, and then I have a cluster of 4. And once I have 8 balloons of the same color, I will tie those 8 balloons together, and that will be the base of my balloon garland. For larger balloons, I always place my hand over the top to kind of keep the shape oval, and then I still press it against my skin once it's blown up. All the balloons that I am using are single stuff, but I do plan on doing a video very soon where I double stuff my balloons to get a custom color. For any of my beginners that may be watching this video, if you do plan on double stuffing your balloons for an event, just please make sure that you double the cost because it's double the material. This balloon pump that I'm currently using is pretty good with blowing up double stuffed balloons, but I have used a few other pumps that I was not impressed with how much work I had to put in to get the balloon to blow up because it was 2 balloons in one. But I'll include all that information plus more in another video. So let's get these balloons blown up. You guys stay tuned for more info on how I created this balloon garland. When building the base of your garland, guys, I personally only build my base out of 11 and 17-inch balloons. My 5-inch balloons, 24-inch balloons, 36-inch balloons, I add once my base is built, and I save those to make the garland detailed. The 24 and 36-inch balloons can be very big, so you have to be strategic on where you place them because you don't want to place them in a bad spot and it looks awkward when on your garland. So I always add that at the last or once my garland is built so I can control where it is being placed. Here I am putting together several 5-inch balloons to make one large cluster that almost resembles a snake. I want this garland to be very detailed, so I built maybe about 3 or 4 of these to add to the garland, and I made maybe one of each color. And these were most of the balloons that I blew up. So now I'm building my garland. I am placing 2 clusters of the same color on top of each other to make 8 balloons of the same color in one group. So pretty much I'm color blocking. I am keeping the colors consistent with the same amount, and then I will switch it up once I get to that amount and keep going from there. Instead of using a 260 to tie my balloons together, I am tying the necks together to save on material. I am planning to build my garland around this couch and to have it cascading through that tree. So, first things first, before I put the garland or attach anything to the wall, I am just placing the garland on the wall with my hands and making sure that I like the idea of where I'm going to place it. Try to be as creative as possible and use your imagination when you're building the garland to make it what you want it to be. So first things first, I am going to put painter's tape on the wall to protect the paint. And then I'm going to attach my hook to the tape to protect the walls and protect the paint from chipping. I really like these hooks because they are very durable compared to a command strip. I have personally had a couple issues with command strips not being as strong as I need them to be, but with the hooks, and especially if I secure it in 2 places, there's no way it's going to fall down if I were doing this for a client. To be safe and to make sure that I don't mess up my walls at all, I am putting several pieces of painter's tape to cover the hook and some because I just want to be careful. And here's a glimpse of what it should look like attached to the wall. I suggest letting that hook sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes before you attach your balloons just to make sure that it's secure. I got my handy dandy 260s, and I am going to tie that 260 around my balloons in multiple places, and then I'm going to tie that 260 to the wall on the hook, and that balloon garland would be secure. But if I were doing this for a client, I would also attach another hook to the bottom of the garland and also tie balloons to that tree so that it could be secure in 3 places, and I know that it will last for whatever my client was having. It will last for several days without there being any issues. Once I get that garland secured to the wall, I'm going to just play with it a little bit so I can get it sitting where I want it to sit. And once I have that complete, I'm going to start adding more balloons to the garland so that I can get this thing complete. And here's a glimpse of the beginning of the garland attached to the wall. So I am still going to be tying the necks of the balloons together here. Um, I can, at this point, get my hand in there wide enough that it doesn't hurt my hand, and I can kind of maneuver the balloons around without having to use a 260. So I was able to do that for most of this garland when I was adding the big clusters, and towards the end when I was adding the detail, that's when I started using 260s. If this balloon garland was for a client, that fog set of balloons that I am maneuvering right now, I would have attached the 260 to that set, and I would have tied the 260 around that tree at that point, so I could have made sure that it was secure right there as well. So now I'm just playing with the balloons and making sure that I like where I'm going to put it at before I actually attach it. Although that set of yellow balloons is sitting up there pretty well and it does not appear that it will fall, I still went back and attached it to the garland with a 260 just so I could make sure that it was secure. But I could have also used the glue dot for it because it was not in a very awkward place. It did not appear that it would have caused a fall. So I'm tying a 260 to this set of balloons, and then I'm going to tie another set of balloons to the opposite side of the 260s so that I can maximize my material. All right, guys, so let's keep watching and let's see how this garland turned out. So here I have two sets of balloons tied on each side of the 260. If you're placing two clusters of balloons very close together on your garland, to save on material, you can cut that 260 in half instead of using the whole one. But because these sets of clusters were a little bit far apart and I wanted to wrap it around the balloon garland more than once, I just used the complete 260 for this. Don't forget, this is your masterpiece. This is your piece of art. You make your balloons how you want it to be. There's no right or wrong way for your garlands to be. If you wanted to make it full, just add more balloons where you want it to be fuller at. Okay, guys, right there where I am playing with the balloons on that fog balloon, I put a glue dot here. I did not even worry about using a 260. I just used a glue dot to hold it in place. If you put a glue dot in multiple places, it will hold just right. And here it is, guys. I really like this color combo. This turned out way better than I thought it would be. I had a couple polka dot balloons that I thought would be cute in the garland, so I added one pink and I added one yellow. And it fit in there just fine. That tree just added a lot of detail to the balloon garland, and I thought this garland turned out very good. If you have any questions, any comments, anything you would have done differently, any tips for me, please leave them in the comment section below. And always, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And please make sure that you like, subscribe, share the channel with anyone that you know that would enjoy it. If you have a request of a video that you would like to see, let me know, and I promise that we will get it done. I have a lot of cute projects coming up, so I cannot wait for you guys to see them. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, y'all be safe and bye.